Hello and welcome to this new episode of our tutorials from learning Archicad 19 with me, Joseph. I am a civil engineer and also an educator in specializing in designing software. I've already done many projects with Archicad, be it from old and new versions. So in this particular tutorial I've set aside for everybody who is ready to learn architectural design, and I've divided it into various sections or other parts based on the alphabetical letters. So this will be our first part of our tutorials. So having taken you through the first tutorials of our new versions that we had previously, so quickly I'm just going to take us through whatever we need to handle for today. So before I do that, I'm going to take you just quick through to a guide of our software interface. So on top here we have our menu bar here. Then on our left hand side we have our toolbox. On the right hand side we have our navigator. So this is the project that we're going to handle from the start up to the end. So this is our pictorial view that we have. So from the pictorial view we are going to model and come up with this particular structure. So quickly what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna set my working units. So I'm gonna go to option, project preference, working units. I'm gonna use millimeter like I did before. You choose your working units according to your preference. So for us, for the BS, I'm gonna use the millimeters. I'm gonna retain millimeters with no decimal places. Then I'm gonna hit OK. Then before I do anything, I'm gonna change our story settings, because if you don't do this for now, then there's no time for you to do it before. So I'm gonna maintain our 3 meters height. That's what I'm gonna use. So up to there, we have our first story. I'm gonna have our first story here. Then here I'm gonna have our roof. Then I'll need to insert below for foundation. If you need to insert above, just insert above, but for this I'm gonna insert below. So that is for our foundation. Foundation is going to be at -150. Yeah, then I'm gonna hit OK. Having done that, so what I'm gonna do right now is go to view, because I'm gonna disable the grid display. So I'm gonna go to view, grid display. As you can see, I've already displayed this. So I'm gonna do is to fit windows. So after fitting windows, I'm gonna set our columns. So I'm gonna go to our columns. So I'm gonna go to design. Then I'm gonna go to grid system. Now grid system, I'm gonna use our orthogonal grid, because we didn't choose for our radial grid system. So for orthogonal grid system, I'm gonna activate the grid line for column. I'm gonna check for dimensions. Then for dimension distances here, I'm gonna use 500. Then total dimension here, I'm gonna use 900. So I'm gonna go to column settings. Then I'm not linked. I'm gonna use a rectangular column. Column height, choose to be 200 millimeters. Then I'm gonna use reinforced concrete structures. Which is okay for us. So that's what we're gonna use. Then I'm gonna come to model. I'm gonna use stucco white rough. Then I'm gonna hit OK. So what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna go to grid element. I'm gonna activate grid element, double click grid element. So for grid element, I'm gonna go to marker. Then I'm gonna reduce the circle here by 6 millimeters, because that's big. Then I'm gonna click OK. After clicking OK, the extension, I'm gonna use extension of 1500. I'm gonna go to grid position. On grid position, I'm not gonna use E, so I'm going to remove it. I'm going to remove our, okay, so like I said, I'm not gonna need E. So for our D, I'm gonna add it from up on 0, it's going to be 0. From B here, I'm gonna have 4 meters. Then from C here, I'm gonna need here we're gonna need 2,500, sorry. Then from our D here, I'm gonna need 3,600. Okay, so on our vertical grid line, we're gonna need 5 as well, so we have to check it. Then here we're gonna maintain our 4 meters. Same to here, we're gonna maintain our 4 meters, as well as here we're gonna maintain our 4 meters. So after having done that, I'm gonna hit OK. So we come here, this is how we're gonna draw our grid. So you're gonna hit there. Ensure you hold your shift, because your shift is like your ruler. Then I'm gonna hit OK. As you can see, we have it here. This is our grid element. You can see all whatever we have done, we have it with us. So we can check it. We can go to our grid, go to 3D, we left click, and you can see there after left clicking we show in 3D. So just click to show in 3D, then you can see we have it all here. But again, okay, we'll go back to our 2D by pressing F2. So like you can see here, we're not gonna need this one, so I'm gonna press my shift, then I select. I'm not gonna need that grid, then shift, I select this one as well. I'm gonna need it. Then after having done that, because we're not going to need them, this one as well, we're not going to use them. So after having done that, you left click, then you did delete. Next time I'm just gonna delete, I'm just gonna press delete. So having done that, you can view it. You press F3, then we check for our grid or whatever we have. As you can see, our model is like in an L shape, so we have to maintain the L shape with us. So that's what we have there. So that's having done that, let's go back to F2 so that we can model, and we can model as well. So we can go back to F3 so that we check. As you can see our model here, there are some parts that the heights are different, so we're gonna adjust as per our model. So what we're gonna do here, for this one, this column, this column, and this column, and this column. No, not this one. So for all this column, go back there, which is not linked. Then for our column height, we're gonna need 6 meters. I need 6 meters of our column, and then we're gonna hit OK. Yes, we're gonna need that. Then for our column here, this is circular, so we're gonna go back to here, then we're gonna choose for our circular here. Then our column height, we're gonna need 3 meters. I need 3 meters, then we're gonna hit OK. So you can see here, that's what we have. Up to that point. So what you're gonna do now next, what you're gonna do is design our walls. To design our walls, let me just check on the heights that we have. Okay. So what you're gonna do right now,